Thomas and Friends, making tracks to great destinations.
Dear Christopher, here is your friend Thomas the Tank Engine. He wanted to come out of his station yard and see the world. These stories tell you how he did it. I hope you will like them because you helped me to make them. Your loving, Daddy.
Promises. Summer on the island of Sodor is very busy. Holidaymakers love to sightsee. When the weather is fine, there's no place to visit. Some people like to go to the mountains. Others like the valleys, and the children love the seaside. One morning, Thomas was pupping along the line that was by the coast. His two coaches, Annie and Clara, were packed full of children that's going to the beach. Everyone was happy. He arrived at the station when he saw Percy about to pull off with the mail. "Hello, Thomas," said Percy. "You look cheerful. I wish I could take the children instead of me pulling the mail every day." "Well, there's the Vicar's Sunday School," explained Thomas. "I'm busy later on, and the station master said I can ask you to take the children home." "Of course I will," promised Percy. It'll have me take a break from pulling the mail." Percy arrived at Maryland Station. Edward was there. "Hi, Percy," said Edward. "I heard that you're going to take the children home from the seaside later." "Yes, I am," said Percy. "I am so excited." "Well, you must be careful while on the journey," Edward said. "There is a storm coming, and I heard the thunderstorm booming." "Oh, I'm sure I'll fight through the rain again," Percy said. A long time ago, I fight through the flood." "And a promise is a promise," thought Percy, "well, no matter what the weather." Percy set out to finish delivering the rest of the mail. Percy was on his way to pick up the children when he saw Diesel sitting in the siding. "Hi, Percy," said Diesel. "Sorry I can't talk. I have to hurry back to my shed." "Why?" "The rain is coming, and I also heard you finna take the children home. And good luck with that. And don't get stuck in the water like how you did a long time ago. We Diesels always help in need. Mind how you go, Percy." "Oh, Pa," snorted Percy. "I've got plenty of coal. As long as I run on these rails, I could go anywhere and anyhow. See you later, Diesel. Goodbye." The children had a lovely day, but by tea time, dark clouds began to cave in. And so it began to rain. Annie and Clara were glad to see Percy. He was just in time, but the rain began to stream down Percy's boiler. "Ugh," he shivered, and thought of his nice dry shed. Percy struggled past a single box and past the windmill and onto the bridge. The river was rising fast. "Oh, I wish I could see, complained Percy as he battled through the rain. Then there was trouble. Percy was out of steam and he was stuck right by the mountain. The water began to cover Percy's boiler and wheels. Oh dear, Percy crying. The water is squashing my fire. Percy's driver and fireman had to find some more firewood. "I'll have some of your floorboards, please," said Percy's driver. "I only swept the floor this morning," grumbled the conductor, but he still helped. Soon Percy's firebox was warm and comfortable. He felt warm again. Then he saw Diesel going past. "Oh dear," said Percy. "He's come to laugh at me." But Diesel didn't come to laugh at Percy. He was only coming to see what was the matter. And he came for help. Diesel's driver had thrown something. And something was thrown right by Percy's boiler. "Ow," said Percy. He didn't mean to throw things. "It's a box of drinks for us," said Percy's driver. "Diesel came by to deliver it." "Thank you, Diesel," said Percy. "Happy to help, Percy. I'll meet you at the station." And Diesel rolled away. Percy was ready to start once again. The water lapped around Percy's wheels as he moved along. The rain was coming down. Percy was beginning to lose his steam, but he kept on going. He was almost there at the station. "I promised Thomas I'll take the children home safely," he said to himself. "I must get to the station. I must get to the station." He made one more big effort, and at last he arrived at the station where Thomas was waiting. "Well done, Percy," said Thomas. "You kept your promise, despite everything." Percy had took a deep breath and thanked Thomas. "Oh, thanks, Thomas. I had to do what I had to do to deliver these children back. And you brought them back here safely. I am proud of you, Percy." Just then, Diesel arrived with a Topham hat. He had thanked Diesel's driver and then thanked to Percy. "Well, Percy," says the Topham hat, "Diesel told me that you were a wizard. He said he can beat you in some things, but not being a submarine. But I don't know what you two get up to sometimes. But I do know when you brought these children safely here, that makes you the most really useful agent of all." "Oh, sir, thank you, sir." Percy was happy. He had fight through the weather and kept his promise to Thomas that he would brought the children home. Percy just smiled.
There were times we never
Thomas, Toby, and James need to collect their loads, but they don't know which load they will be pulling. There's a truck full of coal, there's a carriage for pulling passengers, and there's some crates full of bananas. Let's help the engines find out what they will be pulling today. Can you guess which truck Toby will be pulling? Let's find out. The track is very twisty. Toby chuffs around the corners. I wonder what Toby will be pulling today. It looks like the coal truck. Toby's taking coal today. Who's next? James. Which truck will James be pulling? James is chuffing and puffing, twisting and turning. Can you guess which truck James will be pulling? James has got the carriage. He must be pulling passengers today. Now it's Thomas's turn. You can guess which truck Thomas is going to pull, can't you? Here he goes. Nearly there? Yes, that's right. Thomas is taking the bananas. All the engines have found their trucks. Well done, Toby. Well done, James. And well done, Thomas.